Call to Worship presents a call to worship with the theme Deep Calls Unto Deep. From Psalm 42 verse 7, it's a call for communion, deep things of God, calling to the deep things of man. In essence, it is the Spirit of God reaching deep into the spirit of His children. Come and enjoy sweet communion and fellowship at Harare Gardens Saturday afternoon, 23rd November from 6 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. Admission is absolutely free with extraordinary worship. That's Saturday afternoon, Harare Gardens from 6 p.m. till 8:30 p.m. It's a call to worship. Don't miss it. ZFM Stereo, my station, your station, the people's station of choice. Inspirational radio on ZFM Stereo. As we all know, we are all in conditions of circumstance, and there seems to be a leaning towards conscientiousness when it comes to lifestyle choices, especially in the light of the recent developments in our country when it comes to so many people struggling, so many people suffering, so many people suffering from varying degrees of trauma. It's necessary for us to pause and reflect for a moment and try and get some insight as to why we are where we are,
right,
and where are we headed. And it's also poignant to consider what methods and what tips, tools, tricks and techniques can one employ in order to have a better experience on this earthly realm. Yes. And on occasion, ZFM Stereo does tend to go a little bit more spiritual when it comes to perspective and outlook. And I think, in my personal view, it's regular conversations we should have, because if we speak more regularly about abundance and spiritual values and spiritual aspirations, we find that we will be uplifting in every aspect and every facet of the negative circumstances we encounter in our lives.
That's correct.
And CFM Stereo being a radio station, and we play primarily and we play a lot of music. A lot of the message in the music that we play when it comes to secular music tends to be fairly negative and very low frequency when it comes to the suggestions in the lyrics, artists' lifestyles, and there's this whole throw caution to the wind and live as if there is no tomorrow. I mean, even some of the songs that we get to hear today, they just want to get high. They want to be as promiscuous as possible, because there's this whole adage that you only live once. However, when it comes to being a positive contribution to people's lives, if you're only living once, hello.
Yeah. Yep. You should be living right.
You should be living right.
Correct.
That's the voice of a musician that hails all the way from Southern Africa. His name is Curt Hardy. Curt Hardy, welcome to Zimbabwe. Welcome to ZFM Stereo. Is this your first visit?
To Zimbabwe? No, I come to Zimbabwe a lot for work, but this is my first time on a Zimbabwean radio station.
Okay.
Which is great,
Well
I feel honored, to be invited to be here, yeah.
Brilliant indeed. I had the privilege and honor of meeting Pastor Pike, and Pastor Pike was much ado about nothing when it came to singing your praises.
Really? Yeah.
And he says you are definitely somebody we're going to have to meet, because there's an upcoming event that's happening in a couple of weeks, and I understand that you are participating.
That's right.
Tell us more about it, Curt.
So the event that is coming up, well, there are actually two events. The event that is coming up is Call to Worship. It's going to be on the 23rd, and it's going to be in the Harare Gardens.
23rd of November.
Yes. I'm excited about that because was it just before September?
Correct.
When it was supposed to happen? Pastor said to me, hey, the environment in Zim, I don't know if we could do it this year. And my response to him over WhatsApp is, look, at this time is when people need it. This is when people need Jesus. This is when people need upliftment, build their spirits to take it through this hard time. So I'm excited about this concert. I'm also excited about the youth.
Great.
So we have two events. I just want everybody to know we have two events.
Let's kick off with the concert.
The concert. All right. Let's talk about the concert. So, was it this year? We had Call to Worship in South Africa.
Right.
And I was invited by Pastor Pike to be a part of that. And it was, in the gospel industry, we say it was just flow. We were just flowing, you know.
Nice. Yeah.
We did, as artists, prepare our songs, but when we got there and we got on stage, we were just flowing, you know. Especially when we did the song Alpha and Omega, we just had all the artists just come up and just started doing a bit of it, and we just ran, you know. And the place was just filled. You could feel the spirit moving.
Lovely.
It was at the Endaba Hotel, and we had a good time. So I know this time as well, we'll have a good time. And I was telling Pastor Pike, I ministered in Namibia, and it was an open amphitheater thing as this as well, and it started raining, and I was like, wow, because I'm thinking in South Africa people would be gone, but nobody left. Everybody was just worshiping God in spirit and in truth, and wet as ever. Even us as artists, because of how the thing was, we got wet as well, but it was fine.
Absolutely.
You know, it was only the sound guy worried about his microphones.
It was a pseudo baptism of sorts.
Yes, yeah, no, yes. So, yeah,
No,
so I know
but-
it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
good time.
And I imagine by and large that people just decided to stay anyway because, as the scriptures put it, happy are those conscious of their spiritual need.
That's right.
And I think
Right.
that's where a great many people are leaning, because the answers that are being provided by the solution providers
Yes.
are not the types of answers we are
Yes.
all interested in, and it's not working.
That's
it's
right.
not working in our favor, and it's not working well for us at all.
That's right. And I'm going to do a song as well. It's called More Than Enough. It was written by me and my son. He's a little rapper.
Carlisle.
Carlisle, yes. And that song speaks about this time when, you know, the bank is calling you for money, and you know, God said, look, I'm going to take care of it for you, you know, because his love, his grace, his mercy is more than enough, and he will provide for you. So that song, I want people to come and hear it, you know. It's not your regular gospel, it's gospel reggae.
All
Because yes, because
Contemporary gospel.
there we go. Because I'm originally from the Caribbean.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
I
Actually,
live in
you
South
see,
Africa now.
This is something
Yeah.
that we haven't even discussed. We haven't
Yes.
discussed your roots. We haven't discussed, you
Yes.
know, how you came into an awareness of your spiritual need, whether or not
Right.
you were born in fact, you know what?
Yes.
Let's get started. Who is Curt Hardy?
Right. So Curt Hardy, I'm from the Caribbean. I'm from Guyana, British Guyana.
Machine Guy, yeah.
Yes.
That's the only song I know.
Do you know what Mash is, right? Mash in Guyana is actually done by Eddie Grant, right?
That's right.
And it's about this. It's a celebration that happens every February,
Ah.
and that's when the slaves, when they came to South America, their first year of being free, that was their first plant crop over when they reaped their first harvest.
Wow.
They had this party.
Okay.
And since then, we've been having that.
A celebration.
And it's where everybody with floats and dress up and they're on the street.
Okay,
So I'm
okay.
from Guyana.
Okay.
But
It's a carnival atmosphere.
it is, but
Nice.
the rest of the Caribbean call it Carnival.
Yeah.
Whereas Guyana calls it Mashramani.
Ah.
That's the
all right.
word.
Okay.
And that is an Amerindian word, American Indian word.
Okay.
Right?
Oh,
So
Amerindian.
That's
Okay.
it,
I would
that's it.
never have thought that it was American Indian.
It's the same one,
of the two.
right?
Yeah, for
Yes. So I'm from Guyana, but the reason we say we're from the Caribbean because Guyana associates with the Caribbean because we're the only English speaking South American country.
Ah.
So we don't associate with Latin America, we associate with English. So, and that's the Caribbean.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
All the other islands and one mainland, which is Guyana. So there are three Guyanas, if you know.
Wow.
There's French Guyana,
Yes.
which you call Cayenne,
Yeah.
and there's Dutch Guyana, which is Suriname.
Yeah.
So you'll pretty much understand what they say because they
Indeed.
speak kind of Afrikaans. You know.
Okay,
They call
okay.
it taki taki.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm from there. I grew up in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, which is very much conservative.
All right.
And you know, even I my first album I did was Hymns from My Childhood, which was a gift to my mom.
How old were you then?
It was 2 years ago.
Okay. Nice.
Because my mom, she always would be bugging me, you know, please make something for me, record something. And I always say to her, you know, I don't think that, you know, God has given me this gift for me to be mass producing.
I see.
I am comfortable with singing in church.
Yeah.
But then eventually, when she got to 80, I said, I don't know what gift to give an old person, you know? So I said, let's do an album.
Lovely.
And I spoke to a guy in church, and he said to me, go to this address. Don't worry about it. I will take care of everything.
Nice.
I get to that address, and who is the guy? Don Laka.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Wow.
So my first album was produced by Don Laka.
Don
you
Laka,
know?
yeah.
I get there and I see all these platinum and gold on the wall.
Indeed,
It was
indeed.
very intimidating.
An accomplished producer.
you know,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then we did that album, and after that, you know, with all the hymns, I said, okay, I want to start singing the real me, which is Caribbean vibe,
Right.
gospel,
Absolutely.
that I can speak to the young
Absolutely.
people.
Absolutely.
So I started
Absolutely.
doing gospel reggae. I started doing gospel soca. Now soca is from Trinidad,
Correct.
where reggae is from Jamaica.
That's right.
And then I did a mix of that and some merengue and stuff with he rains and all that. So I'm making
soca is a combination of soul and calypso, isn't it?
calypso.
Correct.
Right. So
Right.
so you're learning something
Yes,
today,
I
Pastor.
am.
There you
Which
go. I
what-
could see
what
your
did we used
face.
to
You know,
call
you're like,
soccer?
what is happening?
When last did I go to a party?
Exactly.
And the band in a long
Exactly.
time. You
Yes,
go down it
yes.
like this.
Yes, right.
yes.
And that is the traditional music of Trinidad, you know, where
Nice.
they can relate social commentary
Correct.
without getting into trouble.
Yes, of course, of
Yeah.
course, of course.
Something like Kwaito in South Africa and stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
that's right. That's right.
So I got a gospel soca, gospel reggae, some Cuban kind of vibe as well.
Very
so I'm
nice.
doing all of the Caribbean genres
Nice.
in gospel and
Absolutely.
introducing them
Yeah, yeah.
into South Africa.
Have you converted some mainstream gospel songs into Caribbean renditions?
I actually converted a hymn, Joy by and by.
Yeah.
I did it in reggae.
Nice. Okay.
Right? But I'm writing my own songs and doing them in the Caribbean vibe. And I'm slowly, well, I shouldn't say slowly anymore. I'm converting South African musicians to do gospel reggae because people like Godwin Omegali and them, they're now releasing reggae songs.
Well, mind you, if you think about it, a lot of reggae music is conscious, so to
Yes.
speak. You know,
That's right.
They do have a very strong narrative when it comes to
Consciousness.
consciousness,
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And what happened on about 4 weeks ago at the Ngoma Awards, it was amazing because I got the best single award.
Wow!
And it wasn't for a mainstream.
How about that?
It was for a gospel reggae.
Congratulations! That's
So,
awesome.
you know, it's amazing in South Africa. I don't speak vernacular. I'm singing reggae,
Yeah,
and I got an award for that.
yeah. One time.
You know,
Well
God
done.
is good.
Well
God is
done.
good.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
So if you want to hear it, you got to come out. You got to come
Absolutely.
out on
Absolutely.
the 23rd and hear it.
On the 23rd, yes,
Yes.
at the Harare Gardens.
That's it.
Gospel
That's good.
concert.
More than enough.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
More than enough.
Brilliant.
And the
brilliant.
stateside?
The States, most of my family, my mom and everybody there in Houston. I spent some time there. Then I went as a missionary to Asia.
Who
Well, I
gave you
did-
the assignment? Who gave you the assignment?
to go to Asia?
Yes.
That's the story. So I, you know, a lot of people have fancy stories. Oh, God called them to go to Asia.
Yeah, sure.
For me, I was an ardent table tennis player.
Nice.
So I wanted to go out to Asia to learn the pen holder style
I
of
see.
playing table tennis.
I see. Okay.
And then at my university there was an opening to go as a missionary. It's a free ticket, so I was like, I'm on that bus.
Absolutely.
You know? And we went out there, and amazingly enough, I never found anybody who played table tennis with me.
Oh, wow.
But I became a missionary there, and then became a missionary as well in Taiwan, which is a
Lovely.
different country. People
Yes.
don't know that, right? So Taiwan speaks Mandarin and Thailand speaks Thai,
Yes.
which I pick up both of the languages.
Wow.
So I get this amazing look when I speak Mandarin to a Chinese person, and it's coming out of a black face. And it's
Yeah.
like, am I understanding him or not? You know, is he really saying? You know? And then I did some missionary time too in South Korea,
Lovely.
and I met my wife, South African Heather. I met her in Taiwan.
How about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And my first meeting wasn't so great, because I was there for 2 years, so I was like the head kind of missionary,
Oh, were
and
you?
then I had to go pick her up from the train station. And Asians are obsessed with stairs. They got long stairs for everything.
I see.
And she had this massive bag, and my first greeting before I said anything is like, "What's up with you, South Africans? Coming with all this heavy luggage. Now I got to take it up the stairs."
Oh, wow.
And that was my intro.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't a good one.
You only have one opportunity to create a good first impression.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did it. Yeah. Luckily, she stayed on.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, blessings,
Yes.
blessings.
But that's me, and now I'm here in South Africa.
Yeah.
In the IT space, in the mining industry, and I'm between Zimbabwe and here.
Lovely.
So
lovely.
a lot of the times, people don't know that artists actually do work. Yeah, we do have jobs, So like where I'm staying at the guest house, the chef, he came to me yesterday and he said, I follow a guy in South Africa. I follow his music. He has the same name as you. Is it you? I said, yeah, it's me.
Oh, wow.
And he was shocked,
How
because
about
like
that?
I have a real job.
Oh, wow. Okay, no, that's
Yeah.
brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So coming around full circle, the gospel concert that's happening on the 23rd of November.
Yes,
How did
yes.
that come about? Or were you extended an invitation from Pastor Pike? Or?
Yes.
Right.
I think after being in the call to worship in South Africa with Pastor Pike, he's extended that invitation for me to come here and flow the same way we
Lovely,
did, yeah.
lovely.
But Pastor Pike could tell us more about call to worship. It's not young. It's been happening every year. you know.
Great.
Yes, Call to Worship, the 11th edition.
11th edition. That's like 11 years, right?
11 years of Call to
Yes.
Worship.
Wow, that's brilliant.
And we just want to thank God for His grace.
Indeed, amen.
And so, yes, it's growing. We are going to have a host of local artists, local choirs, and churches, and also with the international voice
Flavor,
and
indeed.
Yes.
flavor that you're hearing now. And
Yes.
so we're encouraging everybody to come out
Absolutely.
and just be a part of just a deep calls to deep worship.
How much
That's
is
a
it?
theme.
How much is the ticket?
Well, it's absolutely free.
There you go. It's
It's
absolutely free.
You just have to show up. There's
That's
no
it.
registration. Just come and be
Yes.
part of extraordinary worship.
That's it.
Extraordinary worship.
Extraordinary worship.
No, brilliant.
And so,
Kurt Hardy, besides, are you going to be performing more than enough on
Yes.
that weekend? Oh, you
Yes.
will be.
Yeah.
You've given me some singles here.
Yes.
Is this from an album or?
After I released the first album of hymns, I started to release singles. I started to release singles with different artists and stuff, giving some of the up and coming artists to, a bit of encouragement to go on. My good friend JD is on one of the songs with me.
Right.
Love Me Madly, Love Me Madly.
All right.
And that's a more hip hop genre vibe.
Sure.
Because he's an hip hop artist.
Lovely.
So I want these singles are to show our young people that gospel is still cool.
Absolutely.
Praising God is still cool. Worshiping
Absolutely.
it's not
Absolutely.
a pipe organ
For sure.
in a church
Traditional,
anymore.
traditional hymn type of
the
gospel,
same
yeah.
music, the same kind of genre you can listen to and be tempted by the devil in so many ways. This same genre we have in gospel as well. So come over on this side and enjoy God with us.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So that's the Deep Calls Unto Deep gospel concert happening on the 23rd of November at the Harare Gardens. That's the one aspect of the function for that day.
Yes.
There is also an additional component to the day's events.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
So there's a youth empowerment worship, and it's not just a worship, but it's gonna be where we have a bit of mentorship.
Right.
But what I'll be doing is what I intended always to do, and we actually wanted to do on the Friday, but because of time and venue and all that.
Sure.
Because what I do in South Africa now, I have these sessions, 3-4 hour sessions, where I teach young artists, up and coming artists, that how to register yourself as an artist, how to produce, how to get your song on iTunes, how to get your song on the radio. So I'll be doing a bit of that from Saturday from 12 to 3.
Lovely.
So if you want to learn more about that and how to get your music out there and where to start and where it takes you, come out and this too is free.
Absolutely.
Right. It's a free seminar that I don't know about Zimbabwe, but in South Africa you pay.
Absolutely.
To go to these things.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
There's not enough of any of that in Zimbabwe when it comes to mentorship and trying to groom youngsters as to their role as far as their music is concerned.
Yes.
And a lot of them are oblivious, if not ignorant, as to how to go about building a decent ecosystem when it comes to social media, how to monetize your talent, because at the end of the day, if you can broaden your audience and reach a larger market, and if the message is good,
that's right.
Well, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. There's blessings on both sides.
Of course, and it's not about coming out there and competing with other artists and all that.
No,
it's
not
about
at all.
growing yourself. Right, so all of that we'll be talking about how to grow yourself in this industry and how to push yourself to the limit in the gospel industry and get your music out there, how to promote your music. Little things, like in some of my seminars, those little license things that you put on your windscreen.
Correct. That's right.
Right?
Yeah, license disc.
Yeah. Right. They were amazed how I showed that you just put your logo on that and you just stand at the robot and you give people.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
It's marketing.
Now, it's marketing. They paste it there and they keep looking and that's it. Somebody comes sit in the passenger seat. Who is this artist? Who's this guy?
What is this? Yeah.
They go on iTunes, they find you. So simple things like that, where you don't have to spend a lot of money.
Great.
Right? We will be teaching about. Because, look, after you finish producing one song, you broke.
Yeah,
right? Right? So you don't have much to promote.
That's right.
You don't have much to even launch, right?
No, for sure.
So we like to teach practical little things that can help you market yourself. So come out and learn about the music industry and how to get your music out there.
Beautiful.
You playing a part, Kimbo?
Yes, I am also participating.
Yes.
I'm going to be facilitating also a workshop when it comes to music production. I'm more heavily influenced by radio, and I do know that there's a great many out there that would love to learn, presenter skills as well as production skills when it comes to the commercial aspect of how a radio station is run, the production of radio commercials, how to do a voiceover, how to actually structure the music, how to actually play a piece of music that is applicable, and how to structure a successful commercial so that it impacts positively on a listener.
Well, I will learn from that because it's one of my dreams. I even had a radio name. This is your smash DJ, Easy Squeezy. I always wanted to do radio, even Rainbow FM. They said we'll give you a slot. I'm just scared of this stuff. I'm afraid of it, So I'll definitely be coming to hear about that.
Indeed. We've been speaking to Curt Hardy, all the way from South Africa, all the way from Guyana, all the way from Thailand, all the way from
South Korea,
United States of America,
and from the US.
We are blessed and so grateful that you are able to come and participate with us and share with us some knowledge, and especially when it's under the umbrella and under the mentorship of our Heavenly Father, because not a great many people are actually even inclined on that level. So you are appreciated, my brother. You really are.
And one of the things I tell musicians as well, get yourself a good wife that could help you.
Indeed.
Because
do not become unevenly yoked.
Of course.
Yes.
Even with my music, my wife, she's a graphic designer, so she does all of my covers.
Brilliant.
She's a photographer. She does. So you don't spend on those things.
Absolutely.
I don't spend on those things.
Absolutely.
I upload my own music and I show people how easy it is to upload your own music to iTunes. So I do everything in-house.
That's right.
And you want to get that partnership and get it right.
Absolutely.
Somebody that could help you and believe in your dream.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The do not become unevenly yoked can go both ways, especially in our current society, and that would be A couple not doing business together
Right.
have no business being together.
That's it.
And
That's
a couple
it.
that prays together
stays together. Of course.
Absolutely,
Yes.
100%.
And you
Powerful
need that.
principle.
You need that support.
Correct.
You need that support. you
Indeed,
know.
indeed. Kurt, we want to say thank you very much indeed for coming through. Pastor Pike, once again, always.
Thank you for having me.
Much pleasure, my brother. Absolutely.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
everything.
CFM Stereo, my station, your station. Don't miss it. It's going to be a gospel concert of note.
Of note.
It's
of
going to
note.
be a youth empowerment workshop with worship of note.
Of note. Of note.
Note.
Yes.
Don't miss it for anything.
That's right.
All roads lead into Harare Gardens
That's
On the
it.
23rd.
of November.
That's it.
Absolutely free.
Call to Worship presents a call to worship with the theme Deep Calls Unto Deep. From Psalm 42 verse 7, it's a call for communion, deep things of God, calling to the deep things of man. In essence, it is the Spirit of God reaching deep into the spirit of His children. Come and enjoy sweet communion and fellowship at Harare Gardens Saturday afternoon, 23rd November from 6 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. Admission is absolutely free with extraordinary worship. That's Saturday afternoon, Harare Gardens from 6 p.m. till 8:30 p.m. It's a call to worship. Don't miss it.